Alright, we're live. Babe, we're live.
We're what?
We're live.
Live on what?
On the Girthcast.
Oh, hey. I'm John Deutsch, and welcome to the Girthcast.
I'm Stephanie Deutsch, and welcome.
This is episode 4. Today we are talking about Coworkers.
Yes, we are.
Coworkers is the name of the game. Today we're going to run through some of the best and worst and most memorable coworkers we've ever had in our lives.
Yes, we are.
And a big feature is going to be Wanda. Wanda is a coworker I have now, currently. That is a pseudonym. That is not her real name.
Yes, that's not to be confused with Cosmo and Wanda from the Fairly Odd Parents.
Fairly Odd Parents, not a sponsor.
Not a sponsor.
Also not to be confused with Wanda Sykes, because if I worked with her, that would be a lot cooler, and our budget would be a lot bigger. This cat is a nuisance, but he's also as sweet as can be, and we love him.
He's our producer.
But he is everywhere.
Okay.
He's he is all over us.
Yes.
We love you, Aussie. Thank you for producing this amazing podcast.
Yes, we love you.
We
But
love you.
please stay over there.
All right. This is today marks 1 month since we started this channel. We are at the 1 month mark.
Yes.
What do you think of that?
I think it's great. It actually was yesterday, but it doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Nope, it doesn't matter.
1 month ago.
1 month ago.
Whether 1 month ago was today or tomorrow, it doesn't matter.
No, we have been alive for a month. And that.
That's probably a really annoying sound to hear.
Drink. Some people like that.
No, nobody does.
Some people really do like that.
Who?
People who listen to those ASMR videos.
Oh.
They
yeah,
like
beating,
it's
the,
like
the
stimulate.
bondage guys.
It's like stimulates the brain.
Okay, yeah.
Anyway, to 1 month.
To 1 month. To 1 month of the Girthy Hogs. All right.
Yep, let's kick this off.
Oh, that was nice. Yeah. Ooh, yeah. Our previous video was a review of a Metallica song. That was pretty cool. The Metallica, once again, is not a sponsor.
Yes.
So tell me about some of your memorable coworkers.
Oh my gosh. Well, there are so many, but I think that I want to start with my current boss.
Okay.
He actually
That's a good one to start with.
This is actually a pretty good story.
Let's start with the boss.
So, we have been living in this apartment for almost 2 years. Almost 2 years.
2 years.
And ever since we moved in, we've been getting other people's mail. And I've been, taking their mail to the post office, whatever. And when I started this new job,
So you're going to take people's mail.
somebody said, your interview is going to be with blah, blah, blah. And I said, that name sounds really familiar. Where do I know that name from? Well, so some time went by, and came home one day, checked the mail, and we had mail for this person. And I'm like, oh my God, we've been getting my boss's mail.
No way!
He used to live in this very apartment.
This apartment. He used to live in this apartment.
What are the chances of that?
I would say slim to none. Yeah. What's his name?
His name is Rashawn Jewell.
Oh, wow. You said his real name. That's cool. I'm glad you did that.
Not his real name.
No, it's Sean Bejeweled.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
No, but that's really cool. Is he the same one that we were getting those old people magazines with the dildos in them?
No.
No. For a while, when we first moved into this apartment, we were getting these magazines. It was like all kinds of old people stuff. It was like, little gripper things to like reach stuff in the cabinets and like little pads to put on your walkers. And then we turned the pages. We were just looking through and like laughing. Like there was like boom boxes and cassette tapes and shit like that. VHS copies of Undercover Brother, that kind of stuff. And then we turned the page, and there was just pages of dildos and fucking fleshlights and
all the sex toys.
Everything you could imagine. There was like old people bondage gear where like it was like like the chained up suits that like the gimp suits that they wear.
Yeah.
But the parts where you put your boobs in were down about where your knees would be. It was pretty cool.
Yeah.
That was we laughed about that a lot, and then we ordered a pizza because we found a pizza coupon in the same book.
Yeah.
That was cool.
No, I think those magazines were for Kevin Bowers. Kevin, if you're watching.
Kevin Bowers, if you're watching, not a sponsor.
Thanks for the magazines.
We love you so much, and thank you so much for the old people dildo magazine.
Yeah.
Because if there's anything that I want to do in my life, it is look at old people dildos when I'm taking a shit.
Yeah.
We use your catalogs as reading material when we are pooping. So, shout out Kevin Bowers. We love you. I hope you're on Facebook. If you are, I'm going to find you and I'm going to message you tomorrow.
So what about yours? Like, you have
about
coworkers too. Yeah.
I do have coworkers. I have several
Or do you want me
coworkers.
to finish mine?
Did you have more
Oh,
to that?
yeah. I mean, I have an entire
I have COVID, so
discrimination story from one of my last jobs. So that was fun.
discrimination.
Discrimination, yes. Basically,
Tell me about it.
Basically, I started working at
Damn, that COVID's really taking a toll.
yeah.
Anyway,
I started working at a company in Charlestown, and
that's Charlestown, West Virginia.
they screwed me over
For you non-locals.
royally. I was a very good worker. I was very consistent. I was always there and always on time. Everybody in the office would come to work with, breakfast and eat their breakfast at their desk while they're working and whatnot. So I would do that too, If they can do it, I can do it too, right?
Uh-huh.
And if they weren't allowed to, I wouldn't do it either. So basically, I ended up getting written up for stuff that wasn't even happening, like being late, eating at my desk, which was happening, but it was happening to everybody else too.
A classic case of her being singled out.
So then I went in and told my boss that I was pregnant, and I told her not to tell anybody because it was still too soon to announce it. And 2 days later, thank you.
Cheers.
2 days later, I was fired.
Yes, I remember that happening. And
They told me I was rude.
It was fucked up, and they made up a bunch of shit about you.
Yes.
That was not true. Completely unfounded. Anybody that's ever met you knows that everything that they said for the reasoning that they fired you.
Completely out of character for me.
And then wasn't it just a couple of days before that, you got recognized by the company for how good of a job you were doing. And then as soon as she said that she was pregnant, she got immediately fired for all these horrible things she was doing.
2 days after I said that, I was fired.
Pretty fucked up.
But yes.
Pretty fucked up. Fuck petty pest control. If you ever have pests in your house, don't call them. Call anybody else. Call the Orkin man.
Yep.
Don't call petty, because petty is, it's in the name.
Yeah. Yeah, yes.
It's in the name. Don't call them.
But yes, I was recognized many different times for the work I was doing, the great work I was doing, and that I was representing the company well. And I was told that by the guy who started the company. So
Vince Petty.
Yes, Vince Petty. And then one of the people who was one of their best workers would come to me and say that they had been talking about me and how great I've been doing, and then 2 days after I tell them I'm pregnant,
These motherfuckers!
I get fired.
Fuck them. Fuck Petty Pest
Fired.
Control. If Petty is listening, I don't ever want you to be a sponsor. Because I will fucking wreck your trucks. I'll put baloney on your trucks. I'll put baloney on your trucks and you will fucking never be able to get that paint fixed. Fuck you. Fuck you. I'll put sugar in your gas tank.
You know the worst part? Is that their billboards are literally everywhere.
Yep. I will deface them.
Everywhere we go, I see the faces of these people that were my bosses. And I'm like,
yeah, fuck them.
Fuck
you.
them. Fuck you. Don't like
I've seen a couple of them come into work, and you know what they do? And you know what I say when they come into work? Fuck you, get out of my store! I don't say that, but yeah, I wish I could. But I do say mean things to them under my breath.
Yeah, I don't really have any other good stories.
No, but they suck. They suck. Petty Pest Control, the worst reviewed pest control service on the internet. That is 100% true. 100% true. I did not make that up just right now. Call the Orkin Man. Do not call Petty Pest Control if you're in the local area. They are the worst. Don't call them. They suck. Fuck Petty Pest Control. They're pieces of shit. Yeah. I will kick all their asses right now. I will shove a knife in their butthole and I will twist and turn it so it'll never be fixed.
Yes.
No. Yeah.
I love you.
I love you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Fuck them. Fuck all them. Yeah, they can go fuck themselves. They fucked over my pregnant wife. Fuck them. Yeah. Anyway.
Tell me about yours.
I don't know. I've had lots of coworkers over the years because I've had lots of jobs because I'm a piece of shit. I will say that some of the best, there's different types of coworkers. There's lots of different types of coworkers. There's coworkers that you get along with at work, and then there's coworkers that you get along with outside of work, where they become friendships.
Yes.
And then there's coworkers that you just never get along with at all, ever. But I would say years ago I worked at Walmart, and I worked overnights at Walmart, and there was a group of us, a group of friends. It became a friendship. And every day after work, we would go home and we'd turn on our little video games. We'd turn on our video games, and we would boot up the old Battlefield 1. That dates us. That's how long ago this was. Battlefield 1 had just launched. I think that was like maybe 2016-ish, somewhere in that range. 2017. I think it was 2016. It doesn't matter. But we would go home. We would work all night. We'd work our butts off, and then we'd go home and we'd go shoot some fucking Nazis, and it was fun. We teamed up and we would group chat, and my friend Thomas and I would get fucking shit faced. It'd be like 7 o'clock in the morning. We were working nights, so 7 o'clock in the morning to us was 7 o'clock in the evening to you day shifters. So don't think that we're alcoholics just because we drink at 7 o'clock in the morning. But we would have fun. And we'd play for a few hours, and then we'd go to bed, and then we'd go to work, and then we'd talk about what we played.
Wait, did you actually do that, though? Did you drink at 7 o'clock in the morning?
Oh, fuck yeah.
Huh. Okay, yeah, I mean, I guess.
But it was, but not like every day, but when it would come to the points where, because I had Sunday, Mondays off, and I think Thomas was one of them. Shout out Thomas Cox. He's a cool dude. He actually ended up marrying another one of our Walmart coworkers.
Oh, wow.
That's pretty cool. Yep. And shout out Kane. He ended up dating, and he's still with, they're not married, but he's still with another one of the Walmart coworkers at that time, Abby.
Wow.
That's pretty cool. I like
That's
that.
Cool.
Shout out Matt. He was the sauce boss. He was a cool guy. He was in our group. And then Brandon Newcomb, he was cool too. I loved him. And his dad PJ, he actually ate dog ice cream for a while.
Oh, that guy.
Yeah.
I remember you telling me about this guy.
I remember there was one day, this is a little bit of a side note, but I was down, PJ was a cool guy, very cool guy. He, R.I.P. He might actually still be alive, but...
Oh, jeez.
But anyway, I'm just assuming with this story that by now, this was like 6 or 7 years ago, he's probably dead by now because of this. But, well, bless his heart. We were stuck. I got called down to Frozen because they were a little bit behind. At this point, I was a support manager. And I got called down to Frozen to help them catch up. They had a couple pallets left, and we're stocking the Frozen, throwing stuff in there, just getting it done. And I got to the point where I opened a case of Frosty Paws. And this was, I don't know if you know what Frosty Paws are, but it's dog ice cream. Mm-hmm. It's like there's a peanut butter flavored one, there's a chocolate flavored one, not real chocolate because dogs can't have chocolate, but it's like flavored like that. And I was putting it away, and I was like, oh, this actually looks kind of good. And then PJ said, oh, that is good. And I just stopped. And then an old man, I can't even remember his name, but there was another guy that worked Frozen. And we just kind of stopped, and we looked at him, and we were like, what do you mean? And he said, oh, that's good. That's good stuff. And then he was like an old country dude. And I just kept putting it away. I didn't think anything of it. And I put it away. And I was like, a couple minutes later, I was like, wait a minute, PJ, what do you mean that was good? And he said, oh, that stuff's good. It tastes like peanut butter. And I was like, that's dog food, right? And he was just like, oh, no, why would we put dog food in the Frozen? It's not dog food. And he went on this whole spiel. And I was just like, well, it says Purina on the box. Purina. What else does Purina make? They don't make egg rolls. They don't make fucking green beans. They make dog food. That's what they make. And then it kind of dawned on him, and there was a moment where you could see it on his face where he realized that he had spent like probably the last month eating dog food.
Which is funny because that stuff's not cheap.
No, it's not.
So he was spending like high dollar. He was
eating ice cream. He thought he was getting off work, buying ice cream, and going home and eating it, and then going to bed as a treat, his special treat. His sweet treat for the evening was dog food.
Hey, he wanted to get his paws frosty.
Yeah. I mean, if it tasted good, more power to him. They probably are good.
They probably are.
Yeah.
My parents make dog treats.
I had a friend, Ethan, who used to eat dog treats at PetSmart.
Yeah, my parents have their own pet treat business. Shout out EJ's Meats and Treats. And they taste test them.
PetSmart, not a sponsor. EJ's Meats and Treats, maybe a sponsor in the future. Maybe. PetSmart, probably not. But maybe EJ's Meats and Treats. Yes, yes, they do. They make dog treats. And yes, they're good. And it's an established company. And shout out to them. Yeah, for sure. Go check them out if you're in Colonial Beach. Where the fuck do they sell their shit? Do they have online?
Kind of everywhere. Northern Virginia, Colonial Beach, and they are also online, yes.
And Oregon. Yes, Oregon. Oregon's their biggest selling point, so if you're watching from Oregon, go ahead and order E&J's Meats and Treats.
Yeah.
And if you're not in Oregon, and you're not in Virginia, and you're not in West Virginia, you know what you can do? You can get Frosty Paws. Because my friend PJ, he says they're delicious.
Yeah, but
if they're good enough for PJ, they're good enough for your dog.
You're probably better off with your store brand ice cream because it's a lot cheaper and it tastes probably the same.
Yeah, probably. But I digress. Going back to it, that group of friends, we played Battlefield 1. We played that game together in a party with other groups too. It got to the point where there was a lot of us playing. But we played pretty much every day after work for like at least 6 months. It was very fun. It was actually really fun. It was like we were just hanging out. And even though like we very rarely hung out in person after work, we did become friends because like I'm sure a lot of you like if any gamers out there will tell you that hanging out in a party chat and having a good time and shooting the shit, and it's really, really, really similar to actually hanging out in person with somebody.
I've heard of several people who have actually met the person they're married on these gaming parties.
My friend Josh, the kid I grew up with, and his brother. That's the COVID. But my friend Josh, who I grew up with, and his brother John. I'm gonna die. But they both met their significant others. I think they're both married now. I know John is because I went to his wedding, but I'm pretty sure Josh is married. I think he had his his wedding in Pennsylvania. I think that's why I couldn't go. But they both met playing Halo.
Wow.
Halo 2. This is how long ago that is.
Oh, is that the guy who you said ended up finding out that she lived 2 blocks away?
That was his brother.
Him? Oh, his brother. Okay. That's cool. That's really cool.
Shout out Josh and John. I grew up with you guys. That was cool. But yeah, they anybody that makes fun of people that meet people online. 2 of my best friends growing up met their wives. I really am dying. I'm sorry. This is probably the last Girthcast. Anyway, what the fuck? Oh my god.
We're all dying here. It's okay. It's the COVID.
But no, yeah. Josh and Sean, great guys. I'm happy for them. They're both very, very happy. Mm-hmm. Josh lives in Pennsylvania now with his lovely wife, and they're having lots of fun. Recently got back in contact with him. He's very cool. Great guy. Love him.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's good.
But moving back to the Walmart guys, we were all very good friends. We even there was a couple of us that were also friends too that didn't play the game Battlefield, and I still stay in touch with quite a few of them. It's kind of cool that guys that I just worked with became friends.
Yeah.
My friend Thomas, I'm pretty sure he's a viewer of the Girthy Hogs. Mm-hmm. He might not be, but he is definitely a friend of the Girthy Hogs. Mm-hmm. Whether or not he watches, it doesn't matter. But shout out Thomas Cox. We love you. I used to play baseball with him too. That was probably the one that I was friends with longer than any of those, at least close friends with longer than any, because he was really into baseball and so am I.
Yeah.
So we would play the baseball video games together, and the other guys they were a little too nerdy for sports.
Yeah. No, it's crazy that you can actually form genuine friendships from
for
work.
Sure.
Like Courtney.
Yes.
Courtney.
Yes,
and I,
Courtney. Yes, perfect example. That's like one of your best friends.
Yeah,
she was one of you. She was in our wedding.
She was one of my best friends. She was one of the bridesmaids in my wedding. But actually, she should have been my maid of honor because she went above and beyond that day. A lot of stuff happened that shouldn't have on our wedding day. But she made it.
We had a wild
much better. She made everything so much better.
Our wedding was very girthy, and not all that girth was good.
But all together, it was just.
But the love was there.
It's the best.
And that's all that matters.
Yes, but she actually was the one who was with me when I picked out my wedding dress. Mm-hmm. And I met her at Target. I met her. Right. I met her folding jeans.
You folded jeans and you met your bridesmaid.
Yeah, but
shout out one little quick add in. Mm-hmm. Even though we never worked together, I will say another friend that I made that is a lifelong friend, Steve Suling. Shout out. We met playing The Last of Us Factions, the multiplayer for the video game Last of Us. We played that shit a lot, and he is still one of my friends, and we talk to this day, and that game came out 10 years ago.
Yeah, he was at our wedding.
Yeah, well, he wanted to be there.
Okay.
But I still talk to Steve to this day.
Okay.
He wasn't there.
He should have been.
He should have been. Fuck you,
He
Steve.
was
Why
there
were
in-
you there?
He was there in spirit.
Why were you there, Steve? Fuck
He
you,
was
dude.
there in spirit. He was there in spirit.
Okay, he was there.
We
Okay.
love you, Steve.
We love you, Steve.
But Courtney is not the only lifelong friend that I met at Target. There was one coworker in particular that I have a baby with now.
Fuck.
And he is the supreme girth lord.
I'm not gonna lie. My idea for this episode was themed coworkers. Important coworkers in your life, how they've affected your life, whether it's good or bad, funny, stupid, fucking idiot coworkers. Everybody has those. It completely blanked in my brain that we met at work.
Coworkers.
That's the only reason we exist as a couple.
Yeah.
Is we met at work at Target.
If you guys don't know how we met, we were both working at Target. We didn't know each other. We both started working there around
Well,
the
I
same
knew you,
time.
but you didn't know me.
I started to see you, but
I mean, I've
I
been
didn't know
watching
who
you for
were.
a while.
That's creepy.
Well, we were wearing masks, so it
Yeah,
didn't really.
yeah.
This is all she saw for like.
Which is another thing. We met when we were like, we could only
Yep.
see half of our faces.
And oh boy, was she disappointed when we weren't
I was
wearing
not.
masks.
I was not. But anyway,
I'm basically with the beard. I'm kind of always wearing a mask. I just sometimes just cover the mouth.
yeah,
Not
no.
really hard.
He was working nights. I was working
It's really all it
days.
is.
But closing sometimes, just not working as late as he was. And I was still married, actually,
You were.
but saving money to leave my ex-husband because he was a douche.
Yeah.
And so I started taking some extra
He drank
shifts.
white Gatorade. He's that guy.
Yeah. He was the ultimate douche.
He has a barbed wire tattoo and he drinks white Gatorade.
Ultimate douche.
He's also like morbidly obese.
Anyway,
Anyway.
I started taking extra shifts, which meant that I was going to start doing some partial overnight shifts till like midnight. And that's where I met this guy.
Yeah, I taught her how to put shit away in the back room.
He trained me.
Sure did.
And
Trained her how to be a
met,
fucking hot wife.
Yeah.
She didn't need any training because she is hot.
Yeah. The moment we met, it was just game over.
Yeah, it was the sparks flew. I was actually your like area boss brought you to me.
Yes.
It said, "Can you show her how to do this or whatever?" And I was already in the process of training another guy. His name was Craig. Shout out Craig.
Poor Craig.
He was a good guy. I don't remember his last name, and he'll probably never see this. But if he does, shout out Craig. Craig from Target. But I was supposed to be training him. But as soon as I saw her, I just completely ignored him. Like it was just like, okay, you're on your own, bud.
Right.
And then I really did just like train you though. I did show you what to do, and it really was like, but there was like immediately a chemistry.
Yeah. So the week after I met him, I ended up filing for divorce, and then our relationship progressed, and now we're married and we have a baby.
Yep. And then we had to call Craig to court so he could. R.I.P. Craig. He was a good guy. We love you. Your soul will live on. Other coworkers. What kind of other coworkers you want? Do you want to take a time out?
Yeah, because I got to think about this.
Yeah, and then restart?
Yeah, there's a lot of coworkers.
I love it. We got so many coworkers. We're
right.
gonna come back. We're out of the Walmart and Target saga. Coming back at you, like Cleopatra.
Yep.
Cleopatra coming at you. We're coming back after this break.
Quick wrap up. Buck Petty Pest Control.
Petty Pest Control.
We'll be back.
Shout out Craig.
We are back.
And we are back. Yes, we are. We were just talking about how despicable it is to have cat buttholes on your pod show. No, but seriously, we were just kind of talking about how you saw somebody in the neighborhood,
Yeah.
one of the mom groups, how despicable it is as a grown person to ask people to give you birthday gifts. When you're a grown up, your birthday doesn't fucking matter.
Not just that, but to publicly ask for money. And this person, said person, like, posted on Facebook with her Cash App link saying, today's my birthday.
That's trashy as fuck.
And so if you want to send me any money, here's my Cash App.
And then
not
sent
only-
it out into, like,
She
chats.
personal messaged it to probably not just
Your friend.
my friend, but probably to several people.
We try not to say names here.
We try not to. We try.
But sometimes we fuck up.
Sometimes we do.
Yeah. I've already said like fucking 15 names in this episode.
Yeah.
But all of those were good things. This person, I actually have a few friends on my Facebook that will do the same sort of thing. They're not really friends that I talk to. It's just people that like I kind of went to high school with. Everybody has these people on their friends list.
Yeah.
Where you went to school with them or you knew them years ago and you just don't really talk anymore. And every now and then they resurface, like the algorithm puts them back in your feed. It's to me it's embarrassing to be asking for gifts.
Yeah.
And not just money, but gifts in general.
Yeah.
For your birthday. It's like, dude, you're 32.
Yeah,
like,
listen,
who cares about you?
If
like,
your house burned down, you lost everything, and you're asking people for money, do that. Do that.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm totally fine with that. GoFundMe, like, if some tragic event happens or, like, a death in the family, that's one thing.
Yes.
But if it's just your fucking birthday...
But on that note, too, recently...
I haven't talked to you in 10 years, and you're asking me to send you cash? Fuck you.
Recently, someone I know and someone your aunt worked with passed away, and his daughter went on Facebook asking for money for the funeral services,
Sure did.
And then the next day started asking people what tattoos she should get, and then they never had a memorial service for him.
Never had a service. Took all that money and got tattoos with it.
Yeah,
That's
and he was a good dude, and he deserved a good service.
Yep.
Who knows if it ever even happened?
And that's why. No, I'm not even gonna go there.
Yeah.
Not even gonna go there.
No.
But fuck them. Fuck everybody. If you think your birthday matters after the age of like 12, fuck you. You're a piece of shit.
Well, my birthday matters.
Does it?
Yeah, but I'm not going to go asking people for money.
It matters to me. Like, it matters to your spouse or your kids. Like, it matters to your immediate family.
Yeah,
But if you're asking strangers, or not even just strangers, but, like, even, like, friends, like, if you're asking, like, your, like, close friends to send you money or gifts for your birthday, that's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like, come on, grow the fuck up.
Yeah, celebrate your birthday, but don't do it by asking people for gifts and money.
Yeah, no, it's bullshit.
Anyway, back to Coworkers.
Yeah, it's just a day. It's just a day.
What are we talking about?
Back to Coworkers. You had just talked about Courtney, and we had just realized that you and I were coworkers.
Yeah, and
we
now
were coworkers.
we're
now
talking
married.
about Sue.
Sue, yeah.
So this is where we kind of really dive into the bad coworkers.
The bad coworkers. This is when it gets fun.
Sue made me cry.
Sue was a fucking bitch.
I worked at an air conditioning company, and Sue was in what's it with accounting. She was in accounting, and the way that this company was that there were two owners, and one of the owners had his own company and still runs his own company, but then they also merged into another company. So one of them
sounds like money laundering.
One of them has two companies, and then the other owner just has that one that he's partners with the other guy.
All his eggs in one basket.
But Sue started as the original guy's accountant, and then started doing the accounting for the company that they merged on. So she was always kind of a bitch and kind of felt like she was like the head honcho in there when she wasn't.
She was a bitch.
And
Fuck her.
I remember coming in sick one day. Well, basically, she was just always a bitch to me. She always just was very rude, very, she just had a very rude personality, just altogether. But I remember coming in sick one day, and I was like, I had all my medicine with me and everything. I couldn't barely breathe. I was like coughing.
She couldn't speak English.
Coughing, sneezing. My head was hurting really bad, and so I was trying to just stay at my desk.
She spoke Latin for a week.
I was trying to just stay in my office and like do, computer work and whatnot. And she ended up coming into my office. She came into my office and she said, "I need you to sweep." I said, "Okay, but I'm not really feeling that great." And she, it wasn't like I
didn't even know this. This happened?
No. Yeah, this happened. And it wasn't like you couldn't tell I was sick. Like, you could obviously tell I was sick. I shouldn't have even been there.
She literally had like one of those stands with an IV in it. Like, it was fucked up.
I should have, probably. But anyway, she ended up making me clean. And so I started sweeping, and it hurt so bad just moving around in the hallway and like sweeping and all that. I started crying. And my other coworker, who's the boss's daughter, walked by me and was like, "Are you okay?" I was like, and then I just like lost it. Because when someone asks you if you're okay,
and
that's
you're not okay.
That's when you just lose it.
Yeah, if someone asks you if you're okay and you're not okay, it's one of those moments.
So she brought me into her office and was like, "Tell me what's going on." I was like, "Well, Sue is like pushing me further than I need to be pushed. And I'm like out here cleaning."
Fuck Sue.
Fuck Sue.
Fuck Sue.
I'm like trying to do everything I can do and whatever, be a good employee. And then Christy ended up being like, "Okay, well, I think you should go home because you obviously are not feeling good."
Is Christy good?
Christy's good, yeah.
Okay, so
for the most part.
Sort of fuck Christy too.
Yeah, but not really.
For the most part.
She just like kind of cusses out people
she's cool.
and stuff. But she's good. But
Sue can go fuck herself.
Fuck Sue.
Fuck Sue. Fuck Sue.
Fuck her.
Fuck that bitch.
Yeah. So that's Sue. Hated her.
Yeah.
What about you?
What about me?
Yeah.
I think fuck Sue. That's what I think.
Fuck Sue.
Yeah.
That's empty.
Fucking Sue. I do want to do a quick shout out. My cousin just had to put his dog down. So R.I.P. Jules. You were a good dog. We love you. Here at the Girthy Hogs Network.
It's not to be confused with Rashawn Jewel.
Who's that?
My boss.
Oh. Yeah. Yeah. No, don't fuck that guy. And don't fuck the dead dog.
Nope, we don't like fucking dead dogs.
Nope, and
or live dogs.
We don't like fucking bosses either. That's not a good thing.
Nope, that's not a good thing. But if you were my boss, I totally would have fucked you.
Yeah, I trained you, so I was like sort of your boss.
Yeah, but not really.
For a second, but not really. But we worked at the same place, and then we had sex a lot, and now we have a baby.
Yes.
We sure did. And that's a picture of her. Right behind us.
Yep.
We just want to remind you guys every day that our baby is alive and well.
She's very girthy too.
She is girthy. She's got some big old chunky thighs. Man.
Girthy, man.
She does.
Yeah.
That is a girthy baby.
So, do you have any more
Have any more what?
Standout coworkers?
I sure fucking do.
Do you?
I have the best one yet. I've been saving the best for last.
Oh.
I have I don't want to say current coworker, but let's just say that there's a person that works at the same job I do at the same time I do. And we're just going to call her Wanda. Wanda. Or Carol. Or Shirley. Or something. No, we're not going to call her Shirley. That's too close to something.
Call her Dave.
We're going to call her Dave.
We're going to call her Dave.
We're going to call her Wanda. That's what we're going to call her.
Wanda.
We'll just stick with that one. All right, so I actually have a list of some of the dumb shit that this woman has said. She blows my mind constantly. The other day, she tried to get me in trouble because she wrote down when I work at a liquor store. We work at a liquor store, me, Wanda, and I, and she took down restaurants and bars. They call in their orders. They pick up their liquor from us. That's where they get their booze. That's how you get to go drink margaritas and shit like that. Whatever you do at the restaurants. She wrote down Bombay on the loader. I picked it. I pulled it. Scanned it in. And then when we were reading it off, she said, "Oh, I meant Bombay Sapphire." I said, "How am I supposed to know that if you don't write Sapphire?" She said, "Oh, I didn't know there was a different kind of Bombay." Wanda, Bombay Sapphire is a spin-off brand of the original brand, Bombay. She has worked there like 2 years longer than I have. Granted, I did work in liquor stores for about like 3 or 4 years before I even went to this one. So I've been working in liquor stores for a while, but she should fucking know that. But that's like a rookie mistake. Yeah.
Okay.
She could have just written down, that one's floating. But this woman is fucking R-worded. I'm just going to tell you that right now. She is really, really stupid. I really think her brain operates on like an 8th grade level.
Yeah.
I think she's still like she's like stuck in the best years of her life. She didn't peak in high school. She peaked in middle school. Because everybody that comes in that knew her in high school, because she grew up around here, we're in West by God, Wild and Wonderful, knows that she was a fucking dorky dweeb weirdo in high school. So she probably peaked in middle school.
And if this is the person that I think you're talking about, which
Wanda?
I know that it is.
Bless her heart. Bless her heart.
Some of the stuff you're about to hear, you probably have heard before.
Bombay, not a sponsor.
But is definitely worth recounting.
There was a time where another coworker of mine, he has a friend that comes in and they talk a little bit. They just chit chat, whatever, shoot the shit. And then that coworker that lady, she went through Wanda's line, and this woman who's my friend's, they come in and chat. She is a professional like makeup artist and like hair stylist. That's what she does. And Wanda knows that, so I guess in a way to relate to her somehow or something like that, she told her that she went to Gabe's, which is like a discount. It's like a TJ Maxx kind of store. She went to Gabe's and she found $20 worth of Juicy Cooter. She got a bunch of Juicy Cooter. And then this lady just looked at her like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" She meant Juicy Couture. She got a bunch of Juicy Cooter. That's what she told this woman. And so that's the level of intelligence we're dealing with. There was also a story she told me one time where she lives in a trailer park. All right. Let me also preface that this woman has like a bunch of cysts on her head. She teases her hair like she's from the 80s. Like it's fully teased out. She uses so much hairspray that she's probably at least partially responsible for the hole in the ozone. I think probably inhaling those fumes and fused with years and years of Fireball drinking, because she drinks Fireball like it's fucking water. I think that has killed a lot of brain cells. Her hair is always like sticky and gross.
Yeah, it's like years and years of doing whippets. And
she is like a Kid Rock song come to life. Like, this woman is on a different level. She's like 50-ish, early 50s. But she acts like she's fucking 14. Like, it's absolutely mind-boggling. She told us a story the other day. She has a boyfriend that looks like Stone Cold Steve Austin. And they were driving through their neighborhood. She lives in a trailer park. They were driving through the trailer park. And this lady had her dog. And this dog was barking at their car. So they slammed, her boyfriend slammed on the brakes and got out and choke slammed her onto the pavement.
Oh my God.
Yep, because that's a real story. That's something that really happened, because it didn't happen. There's no fucking way that happened. I'm sorry, it just did not happen. There was a time where just the other day, this happened like 2 days ago. She asked our like head honcho boss, how do you read an ID if it's like from Mexico or something like that? Because we do get a lot of like Hispanic people that come in, and some of them have IDs that are actually from Mexico. And she asked her, how do you read the numbers on it? Because the numbers are in Spanish.
Oh my God.
And I tried to explain to her that the numbers aren't in Spanish. They're not in Spanish. They're the same numbers we use.
We have the same.
They don't spell them out like uno, dos, tres. Like they don't spell them out on their IDs. Like,
my address
it's still like, if it says you were
dos.
born in 1997, you were still born in 1997. It's not spelled out in Spanish. But she legitimately asked, how do you read them? Because the numbers are in Spanish.
Wow.
Yeah.
I feel like our
fucking
kids
stupid. Like, what the fuck? Like,
I feel like our kids could probably look at a Spanish ID
and still figure out the numbers.
and still figure out the numbers.
Yeah, because the numbers aren't in Spanish.
Exactly.
That's not a thing.
Exactly.
They're not gonna. Yeah. Oh my God. She thought she works in a liquor store. She cards people for a living, and she thinks that the numbers are in Spanish.
Oh my God. Oh my God. That's so crazy.
This is the same woman that when we were getting ready to go on our honeymoon, we were going to be gone for like 5 days.
Yeah.
She asked if we were going to leave she knows, I've been working with this woman for a year or so now. She knows full well how old the kids are. They've come into the store. They've, interacted with her. She legitimately thought that we were going to leave our 5-month-old baby with an 8-year-old for a week during the school year. It doesn't even matter if it's during the school year, because even if it's not during the school year, that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
But also, they have to go to school.
Yeah.
And then when I told her, I was like, no, absolutely not. Like, why would you even think that's an option? She was like, well, when my kids were little, I used to leave them home alone all the time. It's like, yeah, probably for like a couple of hours while you guys were at work.
Yeah, or 30 minutes to run to the grocery store.
Yeah, but you didn't leave a fucking baby, like literally a fucking baby that can't even like fully roll over yet or eat real food.
With somebody who doesn't even know how to use a
with
microwave.
An 8-year-old. Yeah, exactly. It's for a week. It's fucking absolutely fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
There was also a time where she asked me to explain the MCU to her. If you're not familiar, the MCU is the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And she could not wrap her head around which movies were Avengers movies and which movies were just standalone movies. Because she said, I watched the new Spider-Man movie and I was disappointed. And I said, why? She said, because there weren't any other Avengers in it.
Oh, no.
And I was like, well, you got to watch the Avengers for the Avengers. And she was like, well, how do you know which one's which? I like the Avengers movies. I just don't like it when they're alone. And I was like, well, you got to watch the Avengers movies. And she was like, well, how do you know which ones are the Avengers movies?
Oh my god.
And I was just like, well, the Avengers movies say Avengers in the title.
Yeah, and it's literally like the word Marvel usually prefaces.
It's usually like Avengers, Infinity War, Avengers.
Yeah, Marvel, Avengers.
Yeah. But she was like, well, I watched the Captain America, and there weren't very many Avengers in that. And I was like, yeah, he's a member of the Avengers. But it's his own movie. And she was like, well, how do I know? I don't know how to know which ones are the Avengers. Those are the ones I like the most are the Avengers movies. And I was like, just watch the ones that say Avengers. If they say Avengers, those are Avengers movies. And then, like, she could not wrap her head around that each one of the Avengers had their own movie. Like, and then eventually I just got fed up and I just kind of wandered off. I was like, I can't do this. I can't do this anymore. It's making my brain hurt.
Oh my god. How many brain cells do you think you lose a day talking to this person?
I interact with her as little as possible because she's a dumb bitch. Fuck her. She fucking sucks. Yeah. She is the worst. She lies about everything. She's a pathological liar. She's the kind of person that will get a cheeseburger from McDonald's and tell you she got chicken nuggets. Just because. Just because. It's just true. That's just how she is. She lies about everything. And then she gets caught in lies. And then it's like this downward spiral. Because she's so fucking stupid that she cannot fathom how other people are smarter than her. One of my favorite things to do to this woman is to just tell her I don't believe her when she tells some stupid bullshit story. Because you can watch her brain overload. Because she cannot handle that. She does not. And then she freaks out and she starts, you can tell she's lying about stuff when you tell her you don't believe her. Because she'll start telling you to ask people that you've never met. Yeah, and you never will meet.
You're not going to ask.
She'll be like, oh, you can ask Randy. And you can ask Barry. And you can ask this guy. And you can ask this guy. And I'd be like, I don't know these people. And I never will. I'll never meet these people in my entire life. But she's like, oh, you can ask them. But there was a time not too long ago, a coworker and I were just chit-chatting, and we were talking about a time that we ate some mushrooms, and she chimed in because she just has to fucking jump into every story. She's that kind of person too. She has to be a part of every conversation, or else she feels like you're talking about her. Which I'm talking about her right now. Fuck you, you dumb bitch.
Oh my god.
But anyway, Wanda, fuck you. She just jumped into the conversation. She was like, yeah, one time I ate half of a weed gummy, and I spent the rest of the night on the kitchen floor talking to the ketchup and the mayonnaise. And that didn't happen. It just didn't. Because that's not what happens when you eat an edible. She probably went to bed. Like, I don't know. She probably had a good time and went to bed.
Yeah.
But I just told her, I don't believe you. And she fucking spiraled out of control. Out of control. And she's also really, really, really stupid. In case you haven't gathered this by now, there was a time where, this was before I started there, but there was a former coworker of hers that said that she couldn't chew gum and walk at the same time.
Oh, no.
And that set her off. Because if there's one thing I've learned about stupid people in my life, it's that they hate being called stupid. If you call a dumb person stupid, they're going to freak the fuck out on you and tell you a million different ways why they're not stupid. In a really stupid way. But if you call a smart person stupid, they're just going to be like, oh, fuck you, dude.
Yeah.
And they're just going to move on with their life.
Yeah.
Because they know they're not stupid. Like, yeah. That's how she is. There was one point, we work in a liquor store. She's worked there longer than I have. Quite longer. Almost twice as long as I have. And she actually the other day walked up to our assistant manager and asked when we stopped selling gallons.
We stopped selling gallons.
When did we stop selling gallons of liquor?
Oh my God. Could you imagine?
I have not worked at this liquor store as long as her, but I have worked in liquor stores for years. I have never once seen a gallon of liquor.
What is the highest?
It's 1.75. They call it a half gallon.
Yeah. Could you imagine like a jug of milk? People buying like jugs of milk, but they're actually liquor.
Like they have like giant bottles like that. But those are like on like cruise ships and shit. You don't see that at a liquor store. Get the fuck out of here. But she actually went up there and she was like, well, I swear, it wasn't that long ago we were selling them. It's like, definitely not. When was the last time you bought a gallon of liquor? When was the last time you fucking bought a gallon of liquor? Seriously.
Probably
this woman
never.
Works at a liquor store, and she really legitimately walked up to our assistant manager and asked when we stopped selling gallons.
Oh my God.
Like it was recent. Like we had just stopped. I've heard this woman tell people that Hennessy is whiskey. I've heard her tell people that.
Oh,
and then when I corrected her on it, I said that Hennessy is not whiskey, it is cognac. She said, oh, it's the same thing.
No, it's not the same thing.
No, and yeah, exactly. And I said, it's not the same thing. She said, well, they're both brown. I'm just like, okay.
She needs to be working at Walmart.
They're both brown. Yeah, they're both the same thing.
Not in the liquor store.
They're both brown. They're the same thing. Yeah. It's the same thing. Hennessy is whiskey. It's the same fucking thing.
Oh my God.
This fucking dumb bitch, dude. I fucking hate her so much. I fucking hate her so much. I hope when she goes in to get her fucking like giant cyst removed out of her head, that they just lobotomize her.
Oh my God.
That's the best case scenario.
Extreme. But
the best case scenario is that this woman gets a lobotomy.
But the best story I think you've told me recently, why don't you? I mean, there was a really...
I don't know. Where are you going with that?
The clouds.
Oh, the wind clouds.
Oh, God. Yeah, the wind clouds.
Yeah, there was... A couple weeks ago, I went outside on my break, smoked a cigarette, because I smoke cigarettes. Fuck you. I know it's bad for me. I don't need to listen to you. But I went out and I was on my break and I smoked a cigarette. I mean, I gotta smoke to deal with this fucking woman. It's a wonder I don't drink at work. But
she does.
Yeah, she does. She definitely steals Fireball and drinks them in the bathroom. So that's cool.
Yeah.
We've caught her doing it several times, but somehow she still has a job. But anyway, I went out and smoked a cigarette, and it looked like it was going to rain. It was kind of overcast, cloudy. So I came back in. I said, oh, looks like rain. Just a casual conversation. Walked past her. She said, oh, those aren't rain clouds. Those are wind clouds. I was like, what's a wind cloud, Rhonda? Wanda? What's a wind cloud, Wanda? She said, they're the clouds that happen when it doesn't storm, and they just bring wind. I was like, oh, that's what a wind cloud is, because that's how clouds work. There's wind clouds and there's rain clouds. She also, another coworker of mine is a vegetarian. He's actually a pescatarian because he does eat fish. He does eat seafood. But she asked him why he doesn't eat chicken. And he said because he doesn't eat meat. And she told him that chicken is not meat, it's poultry. Anyway, that's how.
So wait, I want to know if it did rain that day.
It definitely did. It rained probably like 5 minutes after I said that.
Yep.
Those weren't wind clouds.
Nope.
Those were rain clouds. That's for sure. We got a couple of. There was. Let me see if I can find it. There was a recent happening with this Wanda. Oh yeah, she recently got in a situation where she was in a fender bender, and she got out of the car, and then she grabbed the person that she was with, her boyfriend, Bobby. We'll call him Bobby. She got out of the car and grabbed this person by the hair and said, "We could have been killed."
Oh my god. You didn't do that, Wanda.
And then said, "Let's settle this."
Oh my god.
And then Bobby got out and broke up the fight. And then she said that Bobby gained a great new respect for Wanda that day. None of this happened. None of this happened. This is not a true story. There's no way that this happened. And she said that this happened yesterday at this point. And she was telling coworkers that she had like a full-on like road rash seatbelt burn from the wreck and everything. It's the day after. There's nothing there. Like, yeah. Yep.
Well,
She's R-worded. I love her so much.
Basically, we just all have coworkers that we have good stories, we have bad stories, we have funny stories.
Let me tell you right now. This is not the last time I'm going to talk about Wanda. Wanda is going to be a recurring segment on this show. I'm just going to keep every day she says something stupid. So I'm just gonna continuously every few episodes of the Girthcast, she is going to get a little bit of a segment.
Yep.
Where it's gonna be what did Wanda do now?
Yep.
Wanda-isms. Yeah.
What's up with Wanda?
What's up with Wanda? What the fuck is she doing now? Like I said earlier, she is essentially just a Kid Rock song in person. Like she's a personified Kid Rock song. She is white trash. If you've ever seen the movie The Wild, Wonderful Whites of West Virginia, she's basically one of those, but a little bit more R-worded.
Is that a real movie?
It is. It sure is. We need to watch that. You don't know that movie.
Okay.
Rhonda's in it, I'm pretty sure. Wanda. Wanda's in it, I think. I don't know.
Yeah.
Wanda, if you're out there and you're listening, and we know that you are, we love you. Bless your heart.
Yeah. We love you.
Once again, we want to say that PlayStation is not a sponsor. Walmart's not a sponsor. Target's not a sponsor. Just want to make sure that none of these... But maybe eventually that dog treat company will be a sponsor.
EJ's Meats and Treats.
That's right.
Not a sponsor
Check them out. Coming soon, we are going to be on the Hometown Horrors podcast. So... we're going to be telling some spooky stuff that happened to us not so long ago, and still continues to happen to this day.
Yep.
Also, that's gonna be us not fucking around. We're actually going to be serious on that one, which is something to tune into, actually.
But also coming soon, the Girthy Hogs have a new song coming out.
Yes, we sure do.
So stay tuned
for
that.
You see this right here. This is our microphone. We love this microphone. It is called Snowball. And we're going to have a song about naming Snowball.
Yeah. So stay tuned for that. And
we still have our montage. We're still working on it. That's one that we're...
it's going to take some time.
Yeah, that's going to take some time because we're actually trying to put real effort into editing it to make it great because it was our honeymoon. Yeah. We don't want to half-ass it and bullshit it. This stuff, it's not to say that we're half-assing and bullshitting this stuff, but this is authentic and riffing, and we're just, this is us just having fun, having a good time.
Yeah.
We don't want to overproduce this because the authenticity is what makes it so fun.
That's right. And with that, always remember to keep it girthy.
Yeah.
And
I guess we're wrapping up. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, do you have anything else to talk about?
Nope. I think Rhonda knows who we're talking about. Wanda. I think Wanda knows what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Wanda got the gist of the girth, which, fuck her. Dude.
Yes,
anyway.
And fuck petty pest control.
And fuck petty pest control. Fuck petty pest control.
Yep.
Even more so than Wanda.
Yeah.
Fuck petty pest control.
Yeah.
They can go fuck themselves.
Anyway.
We hate them. Walmart, not a sponsor.
Yep. Good night, everybody. Remember to keep it girthy, and
we love you.
Yeah, we love you. Good night.
Girthy Hogs. dog's production.